Hi, this is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from Excel Basement, and in this video we will be learning that how to create one very comprehensive and based on interesting features related to the Power BI. We will be creating one dashboard which is related to the HR database, and this dashboard, as you are seeing on your screen, is very interactive as compared to we create dashboards normally in Microsoft Excel. So every object is connected with each other, and when we click on certain element which is called slicer or a chart, the whole picture changes and gives us the insights about that particular feature or the business side. So I will cover this dashboard, that how I have created this dashboard, the designing layouts or the patterns we need to follow. I will tell you one very awesome website which has worked comprehensively, uh, the data applying the data structures, maintaining that, creating and the designing concepts they have covered. So I will tell you that one website also. So first we need to have the latest version of Power BI. For that you need to go to uh, Google and just write the keywords like Power BI Desktop December 2019, because the version you are seeing here is on my screen is basically the December 2019 version. So to check your current version, if you have the Power BI installed on your system, go to help tab and click on About, and it will tell you that uh, which is the version you have installed currently on your machine. So in my case, I am using December 2019 desktop application of Power BI, which is the latest version. Okay, so if you don't have this latest version, just go to Google, write the keywords, you will find the link of the Microsoft website, which is the Microsoft Power BI blog for the month of December, and from here you can just click on this button, that is download Power BI desktop, and download the setup which is relevant to your bit program, like 64-bit or 32-bit, right? So starting after installing that and getting the latest version December, now let me teach you that how I have created this very interesting dashboard, and in very few couple of minutes we will be creating this kind of awesome dashboards, and I will tell you some of the very good features available in this Power BI, that is related to how we can customize our tooltips, how we can add the drill through feature, how we can add the bookmarks features, right? So to make our dashboard more interactive and get the business insights. So I hope you are seeing this layout very attractive and interesting based on the HR database when we do the HR analytics. So let's get started. I have one a blank canvas, and I will be creating this dashboard which I showed you on this blank canvas, and I have just imported the data from the Excel workbook. Or if you have the any other preference, you need to connect the data source. We have more than 150 or 200 data sources available in Power BI to connect with. So here is the list. Commonly we connect our data source from the Excel file or the CSV files or the text files. Even the PDF option is available, Microsoft Access, SQL, and also the social media, clouds, accounting software. So there are lots of sources available. You can connect your data source. So in my case, for this specific database, I have used the Excel workbook. Okay, and if you have the data modeling concept, I have only just imported one table which is called HR database, and in that table I have the different columns as fields. In generally, and the very common concept comes in the modeling tab, which is called the creating the star schema between the fact and the dimension tables. So if you are dealing with a very complex data sets, uh, or for example, if you are in the supply chain, or you are in some any other department of the marketing or the finance, you have the data which is exactly not available in one table, so you need to create the star schema to have the proper information to get the correct insights from this tool. So in my case, I am just using the one simple table, and I know that all the relevant fields to create this particular dashboard can be done through one table. Otherwise, if I have a few of the columns which is not available in my real-time data, so I need to import some other sources files as well to and make the relationships to connect on the backend, and then I can draw this kind of dashboard. So I hope you have you have the concept of creating the star schema and fact and dimension tables. If you don't have, do comment below this video. If you are watching this video on YouTube or Facebook, I will share the link from where you can learn the data modeling concepts, right? So in our scenario and in this video, we will be just dealing with the one simple table, and we will be creating this dashboard. So let's get started. So now, first of all, uh, let me tell you about the objects I have used in this dashboard. Is this list of months, as you see on the top, is basically a slicer which is landscape. Okay, so what I did is I have, as you can see on the right side, there are different fields available in my table, and I have used the month here. Okay, and I have converted this visualization into a slicer. All right, and I have made this slicer as a horizontal orientation. So let me show you how I did this. So coming to this blank canvas, first of all, I need to create a slicer which is horizontally set. So I will just pick the month field and drag and drop into my blank canvas, and by default it shows me the list of months, right? Let me just resize the font so that you can see it clearly. What I will do is I will click on the values. In the formatting tab, you can see a small icon which is related to a formatting. I will click on this button, then I will expand the values category, and from here I will increase the text size. So for example, I have set the text size which is 15. Now we know that these are the name of the months from Jan till December, but this is showing from April till September. So we need to sort it into the chronological order as based on a calendar. So what we can do is uh, I have clicked on this object. I have made this object active, and on top you can see three dots which is called more options. And when you click on more options, you will have this contextual menu, right? And in this contextual menu you have just ascending, sorting of ascending and descending, and when I click on either ascending or descending, it will sort alphabetically rather than the chronological order. So we know that our months are start from Jan to December. So for doing that, first of all, I don't need this object as a list. I want to convert this list as a slicer. So I'm going to the visualization and I will click on slicer button. So this will convert it into the slice, right? And now for sorting this list, what we need to do is we need to assign the numbers for every month so that it will sort according to our condition based. For doing that, I will go to database, and here we will see that we have the, as you have a column which is based which shows us the months names, right? We have a column which shows us the month names, and we have one more column which shows the number of that particular month. For example, Jan is the first month in our calendar, December is the 12th month in our calendar, similarly June is the 6th month in our calendar. So we have one particular column which is based on the name of the months in the text format, and the second column which is based on the month number format, right? So what we will do, we will sort this particular month text column based on the number base column. And for doing that, if you are using the latest version, first you need to select this descriptive names of the month column. You will go to column tools tab, and here you will find sort by column. and you will get the list of all the fields which is available on your table. So what we need to do is we need to sort this particular text column month based on the number of the months column. So here we go, we will just click on month number field, and now our data has been sorted on the back end. Basically each of the month has been assigned by this particular month number. So going back to the canvas and seeing this object, as now you can observe that our months list has been sorted chronological order wise, right, rather than the alphabetical. So let me just increase the size of this font of this month's. Right now you can see that my list is being sorted very accurately from Jan till December. Now I want to make this particular slicer not into a vertical but into a horizontal way, like this, as you can see in my dashboard. So for doing that, what I need to do is I have just click on this object. I will go to formatting tab, expand the journal category, and in the orientation I will select, instead of vertical I will select the horizontal, and I will resize this object on my screen. Right, so I have drag and drop this object until unless I can see all the months here, and I will just drag and drop this object on the top of my canvas. Now one particular thing, if you have observed that we have a select all button as well with these list of months. For adding the select all button, again I will go to this formatting tab and expand the selection controls option, and here you can see one of the feature which is called show select all option, which is off by default. We need to just click on this button and this select all object will be on as well. Let me just uh, resize this object again and make the font size decrease so that it should be adjusted beautifully on my canvas. So I will just reduce the text size, instead of let's say 20 to 12. So I have adjusted this list, and now you can see that I have got my slicer as an horizontal format with the select all button, or and if I need to set a color theme based, so I will go to again formatting tab and I will click on items, and here you can see two fields, which is the font color and the background color. So for example, if I want to set a background color, let's say we will create a theme based on blue color, so I will choose the blue color for my all my backgrounds and white color for fonts. So now you can see that I have set a very beautiful slicer, and this slicer will work interactively when I create further more objects to my this canvas dashboard. Right, now coming to the second area of my dashboard is I have inserted some of the image. As you can see that I have inserted an image of my Excel basement company. That simple and easy way as you do insert pictures in Microsoft Excel, Word or PowerPoint. So you have an option in the insert tab called image, and you will locate that image from the local drive or on the shared drive where the images has been placed, and you will simply insert the image. That's it. So I have inserted four images. You can see that male and female small images, and then a group of people image here on the bottom right side of my dashboard. So let me just insert these images to my dashboard. It's very simple. We'll go to insert tab and click on image, and we will locate the image. All these images are very easy to find. For example, these black images are available in on the Google, or you can add any of the image pertaining to the male and female. Right, so moving forward, now as we can see in this dashboard, I have written human resource analytics, which is basically a text box. So inserting a text box is very easy. Again, you have the insert tab, go to insert tab, click on text box, and text box will be inserted on your canvas, and with some of the default properties to change the font size, increase the font size, either make it bold, italic, underline, and the alignment or the hyperlink as well. Okay, so simply we need to add a text which is called human. resource analytics, and I will increase the font size here. Let's say 16, and then alignment, and the color will be the black color. So I will just with the help of my mouse, I will click left click and just drag and drop this object. Okay, so I will just drag and drop this object, and as you can see that if I expand this object, my icons are going to be high because that is overriding. So what I can do is I can apply the technique which is called to make the back to set the background which is in white color as either on and I will off that background. Okay, so by putting that background off, you can have your images at the back cannot be now override, right? So I have, so far so good. In this video I have told you that how to make this slicer in horizontal with adding the select all button, inserting some of the images, inserting a text box. Now moving forward, let's create a donut chart. So let me first tell you this donut chart is basically representation of gender wise position, that how many headcounts relate based on gender are available in our organization, are present in the organization. And it's also showing the count as well as the total count in the center, and the individual male and female count respectively, with the numbers and the percentage as well, that how, out of 100% how many females are there and their numbers, and how many males are present and their numbers. So creating this kind of donor chart is very easy. Again, in Power BI we have the object donor chart available in the visualization tab, and we have used the gender field. So how I did that, let me tell you in this canvas. So I will just drag the gender field on my canvas, simple. No matter by default which default visualization is set by the Power BI, we know our purpose. We know that we need to convert this particular object into the donor chart. So simply I will click on donor chart, and as you can see that this object is active, and on my this fields view I have a criteria called the, I have a field that is called legend. I have put the gender, but I need to have the count of that particular gender as well. So I will add gender in the values areas as well. So I will drag this field and drop this field into the values as well. And when I click on this, and I will expand this my particular uh, object or the donor chart, as you can see that by default it's showing me the head count number by the gender and its percentage as well. And to change this view, or to make this changes, to add or subtract some of the tools in this particular object, you need to go to format tab. If you don't need the legend, you can off, make sure you off the legend. If you on the legend, you will have this legend at the right side, right? Or you can have the different kind of positions available for your legend as well, top, bottom, left, right, for example bottom. So that will be shown at the bottom. So it's depend on your condition, either you want the legend to be on and on which position you need to have that, or I can just make off this legend as well if I don't need this. Okay, and then the data colors, you can differentiate between the male and female colors as well from here. Okay, we will go with the default color, which is absolutely fine. uh, you have the category called a title. If you want to customize the title, by default it's showing us count of gender by gender. So if I don't like this title, I will just remove this text, and I can add my own customized text, for example gender wise position, right? And also you can set the alignment of the title. If I want in the center, you can have that in center. I can set the background color as well, as you can see. So let's have a dark color, and the font color will be the white. So it's very easy in Power BI. You can adjust the font sizes, fonts, colors, alignments, right? And now we have this gender wise donut chart. Uh, Now coming back to our previous dashboard, which is readily available, you can see that total count of the headcount, which is 562 in this data. Might be I'm using the different data. So for having the total number of headcount, I have a field which is called count. I will just drag and drop on my canvas, and I will convert this visualization as a card. So I got my total headcount, which is 563 in my this particular dashboard. So I just need the number, not the text which is below the number. So for making this invisible, what I can do is I will just click the category as I instead of on, I will just make off my category so that title will not be shown now. And I will just make sure that the background is also off for this object, right? So instead of white, it will become transparent, and I will just drag and drop this object wherever I want to place it on above of the my donut chart. Okay. Also, you can see that there are two numbers for particular for the males and females are coming here. Let me just on the legend, and it shows the gender male and female, and I want to increase the size as well. For increasing the size, what I can do. Okay, so one more thing which I want to tell you that this particular object is showing us gender wise position based on numbers and percentages, right? So how we did that, because in the detailed label, as you can see in the detailed label, we have the label style which is called the data value and percentage of total. We can also change this detailed by percentage of total only, or the data value, or the category and the data value. So we have very awesome built-in categories available here. You can select as per your requirement. Okay, and let me just increase the font size so that the number should be visible clearly, right? All right, so now that's something cool. Coming back to our next step of the dashboard is we have the headcount by group. So in this scenario, we have used the group field. All right. So let me just and this is the column chart basically. So I will just have the groups, or you can see the grades. So we will just drag the grade, and these are the internally grades assigned to each of the designation. For example, CEO, CFO, directors of different particular departments, and senior managers, junior managers, analysts, right? So every organization set grading levels according to their SOPs and policies. So it can be different in your scenario, but we have these grades from 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and some of the alphabets which represent certain designations at some of the particular for the particular departments. So grade, and I will just add the count here, and I will convert this particular object into the column chart. So we'll click on column chart, and now you can see that it's sorted from highest to lowest. As we can observe that the grade 7 is the most representable one, or the maximum available in this organization, and accordingly followed by 6, 5, 8, 10, 9, L, K, J, I, and so on grades, right? So we can differentiate or we can basically we can change the sorting level as well, either ascending to descending, smallest to largest, or largest to smallest, or even we can change the our sorting grade wise also, or the count, right? So now let me just change the colors and do some of the formatting. So data colors, the default color, I will just go to my format tab, expand the data colors default. I will change the default colors as in blue, right? As in blue. Okay. And I need to have the actual numbers also. Instead of guessing each of the grade count, or just using my mouse cursor to wait for the this tooltip, I need to plot the numbers as well. So I will on the data labels. I will click on data labels. First of all, by default it's off. I will click on button, then it will get on. I can just change the color, for example black color, and you can also have this overflow text or show background. You can also set the background as well, right? You can increase the font size, right? So this is how you can set the customization of the data labels. For example, if I choose the black color, black background color, transparency, let me just reduce the transparency, and instead of, and I can just set the white color of the font so that the number should be visible, right? So this is a kind of a formatting we can do with the objects, and this is very easy in Power BI. Just you need to explore the formatting area, and you can select the category you want to edit, expand that, and apply the options available. So the title, for example, I can set the background count by grade. So the background color will be the blue, font color will be the white one, alignment will be center. So I'm setting these things according to my requirement. You can set as per your own requirement as well, right? Now setting the background color of this canvas is very easy. You can set, just click anywhere outside the canvas, go to this format tab and click on page background, and from here you can select the background, and according to the decrease the transparency level as well. So when I set the background color here, you can see that these objects are showing me the white color because by default their background color is white. What I can do is I can just click on these particular objects and I can set the background color to none, or I can make the off. I can make it off. So I will just click on format tab, and instead of making on this background, I will click on off so that it will be adjust according to my background color. So again, making this off, and for the slicers, click on this object and background should be off. So now you can see that slowly and gradually we are moving forward towards this kind of a dashboard, creating this dashboard, and I think it's super easy as far as we have progressed till yet, right? Next, then we have two more charts on our this canvas. One is the line chart, which shows the monthly headcount, and then the headcount function wise, department wise, as you can say that. And then we have some of the slicers as well, and we have a different kind of a slicer in this canvas as a list. These are the list. For example, we have to particulars, click on particular designation, so we can choose that. In particular organization, some of the organizations, there are hirings, but the confirmation is not yet done by the HR department. So we have categorized that some of the employees are on the probation period, so they are not confirmed or the permanent, so they are categorized as N, no, and Y is yes, right, after completing their probation period. So this kind of situations particularly have in this in the organizations, depending again on their policy. So in the next part, what I am doing is creating a line chart, and then a bar chart based on sorted on from the highest to lowest, describing the departments or the functions, right? So again, this is very easy. What we need to do is first we'll create the line chart. So the line chart, for creating a line chart, what I have used is the month field and the count, right? So let's start the month, and then the count, and then I will convert this particular object into a line chart. So I will click on line chart, and I will set this object background color to none or off, right? And I need to adjust these objects as well so that all the other things can come easily remember that I need to follow the rule which is called the CRAP rule: contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. This is the best kind of rule we can apply for a dashboard, so that every object should be seen clearly, and we should not be focused on the disalignments of all these objects. So now you can see that we are seeing the trend of the headcount month wise, and on this object we can also do some of the customization. For example, making the data labels on, and we can do the particular setting. For example, font color will be the white. You can also change the display units. If the display units are large, you can um, align those units to one standard format. For example, the amounts coming in millions, thousands, or the billions. So you can set those charts as well. You can also set those data labels, either you want to show decimal wise or the position above or under, right? So there are different options available. So I will increase the size. I will click on show background. Background color will be the black, and the transparency will be the 0, so that backgrounds can be shown. Also, you can just have these kinds of interactive objects and colorful objects on your dashboards. Let me just do one last thing, which is the setting the title of this thing, this chart. So expanding the title, count by month. So count, instead of count I will write, for example, head count by month, and alignment will be center, font will be 15, background color will be blue or the dark blue, for example, dark blue, and font color will be the white. So I hope you are understanding that how we are customizing each and every object, which is easy in the Power BI. Next, coming to one more object, which is head count by function, right? And this is the bar chart from highest to lowest. So function means the department. Some of the organization use the word department. So function, we have the function, we will drag and drop the count. So instead of this table, we need a bar chart which is available in my visualizations. And yes, now this is readily available, right? We just need to have the formatting. So let me just do one thing. Instead of doing things again and again for the formatting, what I can do is I will select this readily available object, and I will click on format painter on the home tab, and I will come to this particular object, and I will click on this object. So very quickly, the formatting which I have applied for this object will be copy and paste, just like paste special in Microsoft Excel, right? So my time will not be wasted by for doing it, formatting again and again for all those things. So now you can see that my dashboard looks very super cool, awesome, because I'm applying the technique of CRAP rule as well. So I'm doing it with the standard fonts and ideas. All right. So now this dashboard is interactive. Let me give you an example. For instance, um in this organization, we have a grade which is called grade 8, and we have currently 64 people on the grade 8. And I need to have this particular whole dashboard to be converted on grade 8 skill set. So what I will do is I will click on this particular bar. As soon as I click on this, you can see that all the objects converted them itself to these 64. For example, count by function, I can see that these 64 people, grade 8, how many are females and males available, month wise how many grade 8s are available, and in which of the functions or the departments grade 8s are available. So this is very super cool interactive benefit of the Power BI dashboards. And even I can go further, that I can go for the specific month for the grade 8, right? So this is interactive, and on the one clicks you can drill down to the your required analytical position. So clicking on select all and clicking on this particular area, you can have again the previous overall position of your dashboard. So just to make you aware that these all objects are interactively connected with each other, and you can drill down as per your requirement, right? Next thing is we have this in our dashboard. We have some of the slicers available. So I will create these slicers to make sure that I can finish my dashboard. So the gender, um, I will just drag and drop this gender field, and I will click on slicer in on my visualization, and I will set, instead of orientation vertical, into the horizontal, and just resize. And let me just apply this format with the help of format painter. I just want to check if this applies or not. So all right, so we have the transparent background. We need to have the select all option. So selection controls, click on select all, and now we can further expand, right? So we have the select all option available here. So we got the uh, slicer. So on females and male, I have put those icons to also the to make a visualize that this is represent F to females and males, right? So next is increasing the font size. Let me just increase the font size. So in the items items area, I can just increase the font size as well. So by default it's 10. I will just increase to 11. The next is year drop down as a slicer, and group year and group. Okay, so let me just add years if we have. Yes, I will just drag and drop this year field on my canvas. It will show by default as a default visualization. I need to just click on slicer, and as you can see that by default it shows the slicer as a timeline from 1992 till 2019. I need to change this slicer type. What I can do is, on the right side you can see a small arrow, and here you can see a contextual menu, that how do you want to convert this your slicer into which type, as a list, as a drop down, or as a between. So I need to see this particular slicer as a drop down menu, so I will click on drop down, and it will show you the drop down list, right? Like so as you see in your Excel, you can create a data validation in your basically in your particular Excel sheet cells. So this is how this kind of interactivity is called the slicer as a list, drop down list. Okay, so again I will just select this particular object, click on format painter to apply the same formatting as I applied for them. This I need a title. So what I will do, I will just click on this particular object. I will go to formatting tab, and I will make sure that the title is on, and I will write a title here, year wise. So you can see that a title has just appeared, year wise, and I will just drag and drop where I want to put the slicer on my canvas. Now the last two objects, which are also the slices, group wise and confirm for yes and no. So quickly, let me quickly make that convert into the slicer. From the drop down menu, I will select the drop down, and that's it. Now for the formatting, I will click on the existing slicer available and set format. I'll just click on this, And I will just add the title, which is on. Title text will be grade grade wise. The last is for the confirmations, either yes or no. So we will be adding one more field, that is confirmed, into a canvas, and converting that into a slicer, and a slicer as orientation will be horizontal. Also, we need to add the select all option, right, and make it to the resize, and I will just have this formatting to this particular area, right? So, and adding the title also, so I will just add confirm status or the status, right? Status wise. So now our dashboard has been pretty much ready, and when we click on any of the objects, the all the objects particularly filter itself according to the filter context concept. We can select any of the particular months by pressing the control key, and for the months, and we can see our desired results, and also we can drill down for any of the year wise head count, right? So click on select all, so that it can again show us the total position. So this is how we created a very awesome HR analytics dashboard in the Power BI with some of the basic features which I explored in this video. And now I will be adding some of the very interesting features of Power BI in this part one of this HR analytics video. So first, let me introduce you with the bookmarks. So on the view tab, you have an option which is called bookmarks. Bookmarks basically helps you to get to that particular option directly instead of selecting or filtering all the options again and again. So creating a bookmarks is very easy in Power BI. For example, every time I need to look the finance department grade 10. So what I can do, if I give you a situation that this is the position of overall headcount in the organization, and I reach to the finance department particularly. So for instance, in my column chart, I have a department or a function called finance. When I click on finance, which is showing me 61 count, when I click on this particular bar, my all overall picture has been converted now on the finance overview. And in the finance, we have 43 grades, eight grades, right? So for example, in the drop down of grade 8, I will select the 8. So now this particular dashboard position has been set to the finance department and particular to the grade 8. So what I can do is I can add a bookmark, and I will click on bookmark, and I will click on add button, and I will name this bookmark to as finance grade 8, and I will click on add, and I will click on enter. That's it, right? Now next step is I will again come to the overall positioning of this dashboard, total dashboard. So again, in the grade drop down menu, I will select all by grade by position, so it's showing me overall position. So I will also add as a bookmark which will called as a home. So I will click on bookmarks, I will click on add button, and I will say this bookmark as this particular bookmark to as home view. All right, now see this interactivity. When I click on this first bookmark which shows finance grade 8, when I click on this particular bookmark, on just one click, I just reach to that particular position of finance and grade 8. And when I click on home button, so I quickly jump to the overall positioning. So bookmarks are at the feature you can use when you need to particular reach to that particular point, either instead of filtering things again and again and going unfiltering again on your dashboard, you can just create a customized views basically to reach to that certain points to check your desired result. So you can add the bookmarks as many as you want uh, on your dashboard. So I hope you have cleared this, that how we can create a bookmark and what is the advantage of bookmarks in our dashboards, right? Now, the next feature is customizing the tooltip. Tooltips are very handy when it comes to the analytics. For example, I have created an object which is called the column chart. Now, in this column chart, you can see that um, there is a tooltip. When I hover my mouse on any of the object on this particular column chart, you can see there is a tooltip which has a black background and it's showing particular count on the object where I stand, right? For example, in this bar chart or the line chart, I need to customize this tooltip. For example, whenever I want that, whenever I come to this count by grade object and I place my cursor, it shows me city-wise positioning of the head count. So I need to customize this whole tooltip. So for doing that, what we need to do is we need to insert a new page. On the bottom, you can see there's an icon called plus icon, which will insert a new page on your dashboard. And there are 3 to 4 steps to create a customized tooltip in the Power BI. So let's get started. First, on this particular new page where you will be customizing your whole new tooltip, you need to go to Format tab, expand the page information, and here you will see the tooltip which is off by default. You just need to click on, right? Then expand the page size, and in the type drop down you will select tooltip. Third step will be on the View tab. Click on actual size. Now you have this fit tooltip area available. You can customize whatever you want to do here. So I will just create a customized tooltip according to my requirement. I will just drag city field here and the count field, and I will convert this object into a column chart, for example. So I can see the positioning of my head count as a column, right? And I can set the background colors as well. These are easy. Page, go to page background, set the color. For example, if I want to set a color which is the blue, I will decrease the transparency so that it will look like uh, great. So for this column chart, I need to remove the background color. I will go to Format tab, and I will just make off this background color, right? And also I can do certain things like I can format this title, I can rename this title, I can add the data labels as well. So let me just add the data labels, right? And then I will add a total count number here. So I will just drag and drop the count, and I will just transform this object into a card. So this shows me 563 total head count. I will just make sure that the background is off for this object, and category also off. So this gives me 563 headcount. So whatever you want to create according to your requirement for this tooltip, you can add certain charts, objects, or the numbers, right? And after creating this tooltip, what we need to do is we need to apply this tooltip on our this particular chart, which is the grade wise chart right here. So coming to this particular object, click on this object or a chart, and then go to Format tab, and on the tooltip feature, expand this tooltip feature and select the page. We have created tooltip on page 2, so I will select page 2 here, right? Now when I will come back to this particular chart, so now you can see that my customized tooltip is working absolutely fine, and this is interactive. As you can see that uh, I am seeing the count by grade chart on my main page, and I'm standing on grade 8. So I know that in my organization there are particular 64 people who are on grade 8, and by placing the cursor on this particular object I can see the positioning city wise, that those 64 are how many are located city wise, and how, and I can see that these 64 people, how they are split into the city wise positioning. So this is very interactive. One thing you have noticed that on page 2, when we created this customized tooltip, this shows us the overall total position of the headcount, which is 563. But when this customized tooltip goes to any particular object which we have set on the count by grade, that's work like a context filter. They are interactive and they adjust itself according to the filter concept. So this is very interactive and handy feature when you make sure that you create a dashboard for your bosses and they view the data into a different paradigms and pictures and different point of view, right? So this is how we can customize the tooltip as well, right? So in the next part, after a few days, I will tell you more about the HR analytics dashboard. This particular part one video, I hope you like this video. Share this video with your colleagues or friends as much as you can. I hope you have learned some of the fundamentals and primarily options or the features related to the Power BI within this dashboard, to how to make slicers, customize them, how to create charts, though those objects are interactive with each other, how to create a customized tooltip, right? And how to insert the pictures, customizing the text objects, right? So there are a lot of things coming up. I have also told you about the bookmarks feature in this particular dashboard, right? So this is super cool. And in the next videos, I will be coming up with some more advanced features related to the human resource analytics as well, and some of the other departments analytics as well. As promised, I told you that I will be showing you one of the very cool website which is related to the HR analytics, so that you can get more ideas onto that. So let's come to that point. Okay, let me just set this overall positioning. So there is a one website called Agile Analytics, and I like this website very much, that because they have worked in detailed as a business functions and industry wise for the Power BI, especially in these sectors which is called HR, finance, marketing dashboard. And here you can see that they have created a very beautiful and attractive dashboard related to the HR. So you can, if you are a HR professional, you can take help from this website for on your database related to the HR, and deep insights and present to your bosses. Let me just show you which kind of dashboards they have created. So these all views are related to the HR. So this is the monthly analysis, that how many employees are coming, hiring, and open positions department wise. When you click on any department, it will filter out. You can filter with the month wise or the year wise positioning as well. Let me show you some more interactive views. So this is the hiring, particular to the hiring, and different ideas are available on this website. So I hope you will like this video. This is Agile Analytics. Go to HR and you will find very beautiful dashboards and layouts, and you can apply on your HR dashboard data sets. So see, this is how we need to create these dashboard, and they are interactive. They are on cloud, and when you click on any of the objects, they change accordingly. So I hope in this particular part one video you like these things. I will tell you more detailed insights about the HR as well in my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I would like to have your comments in the comment area or any kind of a suggestion. Thank you so much.